Thursday to you. Today is Thursday, March 30th. Hey, I want to catch you guys at lunchtime, right? It's like 12:21, right? Something like that. Not even 12:30 yet. So, I do these lives every day, Monday through Friday, and I normally do them on Instagram, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna start doing these on religiously or more consistently on YouTube as well as LinkedIn. So right now I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on LinkedIn. So what a way to spend your lunch, right? Watching me or talking to me, right, or listening to me or whatever. So, but anyway, I just want to hold on one second. I'm just trying to get something to line up here. So right now I'm live on YouTube. Oh, see, I'm live on LinkedIn. So there we go. So what I was just doing, I was just making sure that I am live on LinkedIn. So people can make comments and all that kind of stuff. So feel free, if you have comments to make, feel free to make the comments. Say, hey, where you located, boo, or what the hell you doing, whatever the heck you want to do. That's fine because I'll see the comments right here. But hey, I'm Russell of Hotels. Like I said, I do these lives every Monday through Friday. Normally I do them on Instagram, but I'm gonna be more consistent with doing them on LinkedIn as well as YouTube. Why? Is because I want to let people know what I do, what I can provide, who I am, that kind of thing. So if you always want to make sure you let people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them, right? So that's what I'm trying to do today. And I just had some thoughts. Sometimes in the middle of the night, I just get these thoughts, and I have to next to my bed or my nightstand, I have to have a notepad next to me because I'm just writing these things down. This didn't used to happen like this, right? But now I have, time not to be in the office, right? So I write a lot of stuff down, right? So I write down ideas and I have conversation with people, all that kind of stuff. So who am I? Russell of Hotels, or Russell Edmond is my name. A lot of you guys know me from that. I'm a hospitality entrepreneur, but what does that mean, right? So what do you do? That's a blanket statement saying I'm a hospitality entrepreneur, but what exactly do you do, Russell? Okay, there's three things that I do that I always want to talk about or touch on. I'm a hospitality personality. You can't do one of these lives without being somewhat of a personality, right? So that's one that's key. And I have a show called On Air with Russell of Hotels that comes on every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock California time. It's live on LinkedIn. It's live on YouTube. It's like right here. And then also, I'm a hospitality content creator, and I call that being a brand show off, right? I create content for I create content for hotels and tourism boards. Everything that I do is based on hospitality or hotels and tourism. Okay. So what I do is create content based on that. And I call being a brand show off, right? So my job is to show off brands, specifically hotel brands, what they look like, just for people that, maybe may not be familiar with those particular hotels. Maybe they're independent hotels. Maybe they could be branded hotels, but maybe not know that they just underwent a renovation or something like that. So my job is to go out there and to find content to create, right? And for me, it's kind of like a calling card, right? Because I get a lot of my business from the videos that I do or the lives that I do, right? So because it's kind of like a live calling card, if you will, take note of that, right? So, and then the third thing I do is hotel site selection. So my job is to assist companies and organizations with finding that right hotel for their meeting, their convention, their conference. 10 rooms or more is considered a group. I've done 10 rooms, as least amount as 10 rooms, as many as 650 rooms on peak, right? So it doesn't matter, and everything in between. So it doesn't matter how many rooms you need. It's just as much work to do 10 as it is to do 650. So especially if there's meetings and all that, food and beverage and all that stuff too. So always I always encourage people to make comments, and I just see a comment just pop in. It says from Chef Ira J. Barksdale. I'm interested in speaking with you. My IG is at please DM me when you get a chance. Will do. Yeah, that's what I do, right? So I appreciate that, and I try to be a resource, right? So amongst all the stuff that I do, I'm hoping that I can be a resource to people. So if anyone has questions or they have questions. I mean, yeah, I definitely can. I'll link in with you, Chef, and then we can go from there. So we can talk about whatever we gonna talk about. So, but I just had a couple of things to talk about. today that I wanted to discuss. And you can see there's three things that are lined up right here. What this? It's on this side. See, I always mess that up, right? Like I'm pointing fingers, and I think it's right here because this is my left, and it's on the left side of my screen, but it's actually the right, so it's opposite, right? So I'm still trying to get. I've been using this program for like years. I should be used to it by now, but I'm not. But anyway, okay. Partner versus influencer. You know, I have these conversations with people all the time. They say, "Oh, you're an influencer. You're this. You're that. Oh my God, you're great." Yeah. I don't know if I like that term influencer or not. But I started really thinking about that, right? And I said, well, no, I don't consider myself an influencer. I consider myself because I do work with hotels, right? And tourism boards or whatever, individuals, or whatever. Everybody that I work with is pretty much in the hotel or hospitality space, right? And I consider myself a partner, okay? Because when I'm dealing with hotels, like say I'm doing some site selection, right? Hotel site selection for a client or organization or whatever. I'm partnering with that hotel, right? So to bring my client to that hotel, right? So I have to partner with them. So I have a vested interest in that hotel because my client wants to come here and I want to make sure they're taken care of, right? So I have a vested interest in the success of that meeting from my client or their hotel stay or whatever that may be. So I guess I take it from a different standpoint because my experience comes from the hotel space, right? So I know that relationships and partnerships are valuable. So I don't just consider myself an influencer. I consider myself a valuable partner because yeah, I have the same goals that you have, right? The goal for the salesperson or the hotel that I'm dealing with is that they get business, right? My job is to bring business to them. So, and it's a two-way street, right? It's a partnership. We have to have a relationship. We have to be together on certain things, right? We have to agree on certain things. We sign a contract, or the client signs a contract, but my name needs to be in there so I can get paid, right? So, but anyway, so I consider myself more of a partner just because I have more of an interest in the success of that hotel. So even if I'm doing like some content creating for a hotel or a tourism board or DMO or whatever, I'm there for the long haul, right? In fact, I did a kind of like a brand deal with one hotel, the Level Hotel downtown LA. And I asked them, I asked for a rate. I asked for the Russell of Hotels rate, right? So I asked for that, but I didn't ask for anything, meaning I didn't want anything up front, right? Money is what I mean. I said, let's see what my worth is, okay? I'm more concerned about bringing people or letting people know that Russell of Hotels has a rate at this Level Hotel downtown Los Angeles. And if it doesn't perform well, meaning if no potential guests utilize the hotel, I don't get paid. Okay. So that's a partnership, right? Because I'm in it for the long haul. I'm not in it just pay me. I'll post some things and I'll move on with life. I'll move on to the next client. No, that's not how I wanted to do it. I said, you know what? I want to be a partnership. I want a partnership with this. I want a long-term thing. I don't want the short-term fix. I want a long-term thing because if I'm making money, that means you're making money, right? So it makes more sense for me to do it that way. So, it took me a while to get to that point, right? Because, a lot of times you think about, well, I need this money up front. I need this. Well, like I said, I guess because I come from the hotel space and I understand it's all about room nights, right? Yeah, you can get room nights and still do content create and promote that hotel at the same time. At least what I think, right? So that's what I say. I said, you know what? I want a promo rate that I can send to people that follow me or listen to me or people that I come across. Say, hey, go to this. If you come to LA, you need to be downtown. You need to be next to Crypto Arena or the convention center because you're attending the conference or whatever the case may be, or you have business downtown. Stay at the Level Hotel. Use my promo rate, which is ROH23, right? Perfect, right? Russell Hotels, the year 23. There you go. So yeah, so I have an interest in that hotel doing well, right? So it's more of a partnership. So when people say, yeah, you're an influencer, I see you all the time. No, I don't think so. But if people look at you like that, I accept that and I say, oh, thank you very much. I try, but I think more I'm a partner with the hotels or the tourism boards because, like I said, I have a vested interest in their success. Boom. There you go. Okay. A successful manager. Once again, another conversation I had with someone, right? So I had a conversation with someone a couple of days ago, and I mentioned this on my show on air with Russell of Hotel. So if you haven't seen that show, make sure the last episode, which was 202. Yeah, I've done 202 episodes. I can't even believe that, but yeah, I did 200. I've done 202 episodes and counting. It's every Tuesday. So next Tuesday I'll be doing it again. But I talked about this on my show because someone had called me and they asked me, because I used to be on property, right? Now I'm more on like I said, I'm a hotel entrepreneur, so I'm more on the consulting role. So someone had asked me, uh, this person is an AGM at a hotel here in Los Angeles, and they asked me, "Hey, how were you a successful manager?" She at first of all she said, "How were you a successful, or what made you a successful general manager?" And I said, okay, well, yeah, I was a GM before. I was at 14 different hotels. I have 25 to 30 years of experience in the hotel space, right? So I said, well, it has to go back to me being a manager. Okay, yeah. Of course, all the experiences prior to me being a GM are important, right? Because that made me a better general manager whenever I made that leap to be a GM, right? But it started off me being a housekeeping manager, and I said, I made mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes, right? But one thing that I didn't, well, I did make mistakes in that too, but it's all about people, right? It's all about how you connect with people, right? And that's one thing that I kind of value or take put a lot of emphasis in when I see managers and how they deal with their employees, right? It's not about I'm the manager, you're the employee. No, we all know we got a job to do. Everybody has a job to do, but how you connect with your people determines how they're going to take care of your guests, right? Because I figured out a long time ago, but like I said, it wasn't always easy. I wasn't always like, I can, I can go back now. I can think, how I was then and how it evolved into where I ended up, right? When my last position on property. So like I said, I made a lot of mistakes, a lot of ups and downs or whatever, and how you treat people and how you should treat people. But what prompted me to say this, answer this young lady that called me, is because she was mentioning that they were having issues with retaining employees, training employees, or trying to reach or communicate with employees. I said, well, do you just talk about work, or do you, kind of throw some other things in there, like how are you doing? How's your weekend? Well, there's a language barrier. Okay, well then try to learn the language. I mean, that's one thing that I did when I worked. My first job was housekeeping, right? So a lot of them they spoke Spanish. Okay, so what does that mean to me? Well, no, you need to speak English. No, I wanted to learn Spanish. So together we learned each other's language, right? So they taught me Spanish, and they'll laugh at me in my broken Spanish or Spanglish or whatever you want to call it. But it was a learning thing, right? And they respected me for even trying to learn the language, right? So that's how it all starts, right? It starts with what is a commonality. Maybe they wanted to speak English. I wanted to speak Spanish. Okay, so let's communicate that way. So during lunch, instead of me, hanging out with the people, my manager, colleagues or whatever, no, I sat at the tables with the housekeepers because I wanted to talk to them. I wanted them to teach me Spanish. So that's how it worked, right? So from that point on, it just kind of catapulted me to, started to ask more questions about other employees. Hey, how was your weekend? Hey, what do you do on the weekends? And all this kind of stuff. I mean, not getting real personal, but at least having a different conversation other than just work related things. Okay. They would ask me what I did, do you have kids and all this kind of stuff, right? So it starts with that, right? So it's about the people. It's not about, yeah, you have goals as a manager and this and that, whatever. I understand that. But it's about the people skills that you have. And if you don't have them, you need to gain them because you lose people. The way you treat people, you lose a lot of people. And that's what's going on now. We have a shortage within the hotel space about, employees, trying to get employees and trying to retain employees because we can't reach them. We'll start by having a conversation. What are their goals? What do they want to do? Do they want to stay in housekeeping? They just want to work at the front desk? Do they aspire to be managers? If they do, let's put them on a path to be a manager or a supervisor or something like that, or to better themselves or whatever the case may be. But we cannot do that unless we ask them, right? So those are things that we tend to forget, that people are people. I don't care what they look like. I don't care any of that crap, okay? People are people, and sometimes they want the same things that we want, but we just don't know. We don't ask, and sometimes we don't care as managers. Well, you need to care, okay? Because this is what I figured out, okay? I figured out if I take care of my employees, they will take care of the guests, and the guests will come back, okay? That's what I figured out. Because, and when I got into sales, it really hit home, because as a sales manager, you're working on that next piece of business. And one thing that you do not want is to lose business because someone was not, didn't treat their employees fairly, where they left, and then, or they treated the employee was mad and they treated the guest, unkindly, and then the guest didn't come back. Okay. Because in the sales, I mean, you want people to continue to come back. You want groups to continue to come back. Okay. Because it's harder once you lose them to get them back in the building, right? So of course, I learned, and there was an old Marriott thing, right? Take care of the employee, and they will in turn take care of the guest. And then I threw in, and the guest will return. Okay, because like I said, it's harder once they leave pissed off. It's hard to get them back. Okay, so take care of the employee, they'll take care of the guest, and the guest will come back. That's what I learned. So if you have issues with retaining people, sometimes we have to check ourselves, right? It's not just about, the employee, they want to go somewhere else because they're going to make more money. Yeah, money does play into that, but I think in job satisfaction, getting along with their managers, not being asked, unrealistic things, or having unrealistic goals and things like that. I mean, or just being honest with them, or just having a conversation with people. I think that goes a lot further than you would think. So let's try that before we start throwing it. Well, they don't make enough money, that's why they're leaving. No, that's not why they're leaving. Okay, they're leaving because we're not taking care of them, and we don't care, or we're not acknowledging them for a job well done. In fact, on my show the other day, it's the end of Women's History Month, and I made it a point just to say, hey, I thank all the housekeepers for what they do. Okay, because like I said, I used to be a housekeeping manager. I know the crap they got to deal with, right? And hardest job in the hotel, and hotels would not operate would not be able to operate without the housekeeping staff. Boom, done. I said it. It's true. Okay, so if you don't believe it, you need to check yourself. It's not about the managers. It's about the people that are, on the grind every day, right? They're cleaning. Back in the day when I first started, they're cleaning 18 rooms a day. That's crazy, right? But anyway, so regardless of what they clean, they have to clean those rooms, and we need to, respect that. We need to acknowledge when they're doing a great job, and we need to move forward. There you go. So, boom. Brand value in indie hotels. Indie hotels will, instead of putting independent hotels, I put indie. So that's what that means. So some people may say, what was indie? Was it Indie Racer? What is that? No, indie hotels, independent hotels. Brand value. What does that mean? Brand value. What's the difference between, let's say, excluding the independent hotel right now? You see, Wyndham hotels. Let's go Wyndham versus Marriott. And this is a side thing. Wyndham versus Marriott. Wyndham Hotels has the most hotels worldwide, right? But a lot of people don't know that. They look at probably Marriott as probably the biggest hotel company out there. Well, that's not true. If you look at raw numbers, Wyndham Hotels is actually by far the largest hotel company out there. Okay, look it up. You'll find out, right? But the reason why we put so much emphasis in Marriott is because we value that brand more than we value Wyndham or any other hotel company out there, right? So that's where it comes from, that brand value. We put like Nike versus, Payless shoes, right? It's made with the same rubber and whatever. It's made with the same materials, but we put more value on Nike than we do on Payless shoes because everybody's wearing Nike. Oh, Nike this, Nike that. You see Nike everywhere, right? You don't see Payless shoes. Okay, I'm using that as an example. That's an extreme, but it's the same product, right? It's just they're using the same material to make the shoes. It's just that we put more value on that brand than others. Okay, so moving to independent hotels. Independent hotels, they're independent and they're unique because they're independent. Okay, so I guess I'm saying this to say that because I see some independent hotels that try to conform to be like branded hotels. Well, no, that's not the value is not in that. The value is in you being independent. Okay, is doing things the way you want to do it, not conform to like SOPs or standard operating procedures like a lot of the big three hotel, like Marriott, Hilton, Hyatt or IHG. They're all focused on SOP, standard operating procedures. Okay, we got to wait and get this done before we can do this. Independent hotels, you may need to go through two people to get things done, right? For the most part, I'm just using that. I'm just trying to generalize that, but it's true though, because I worked in both. I worked in independent hotels and I worked in branded hotels. More in branded than I did in independent, but independents, they can make things happen. They can tailor an experience for the guest quickly. Other than the branded hotels couldn't do that, right? Because they had to go through too many layers of management to get shit done. I said shit. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say shit, but stuff. They get stuff done. So independent hotels, I work with them a lot. I love independent hotels, but be independent. Be independent in your thinking. Be independent in your marketing. In your strategies, because that's what makes you different, right? You should be able to reach more people being just independent than the branded hotels, because the branded hotels have to have things. Okay, is that SOP? Well, let's look at the SOP for marketing. Okay, no, we can only do this, and that. Well, there are no rules when it comes to independent hotels. You just do it, make it happen, and as long as it's taking care of the guests, that's what you want, right? I see another comment. Palomar, happy. Oh, that's right. It's GMID. What does that stand for? I don't know. Meetings Day, or what does a GMID stand for? I know that's what's happening today. Gosh, I'm sorry, Miss Palomar. Help me out here. What does that stand for? I forget. I know it's something meetings in the whatever, I can't remember. GMID, maybe I should look it up, but I don't have anything to look it up on. But anyway, I'm sure she'll let me know. But it has to do with meetings day, and I know they're celebrating. In fact, I saw something. I got invited to something, but I did not go. I didn't go because I had some other things to do. It's actually at Top Golf here in El Segundo, the new Top Golf, that I haven't even been there. And I probably should be there, but no, I had some things I need to work on. And I think it's going on right now. It started at 10:30 and it goes to about 2 o'clock. But anyway, I had other things to do. So hopefully, Miss Rogers, you're there as well. But anyway, hey, those are things I wanted to share, right? So hopefully those things resonate with somebody. Global Meetings Industry Day. There you go. I don't know why I was having this brain, a foggy brain. I'll just say that. I was going to say something else, but Global Meetings Industry Day is today. Okay, so go out and celebrate. Go have a beer on me. Have some non-meat eats or whatever. But I won't be able to attend. But if there's a Global Meetings Industry Day event near you, you should go ahead and attend it, because it's a lot of fun. You get to network. Rub elbows with people within the meeting industry. Hotel people as well. Cheryl, who just chimed in, is she's a meeting planner. In fact, I work with her a lot, so I appreciate you coming on here, Cheryl. So thank you so much. But anyway, that's it. I just wanted to come on. It's been 24 minutes, right? So it's funny how those things, you talk about these things and you think it's only going to be a couple minutes, but then next thing you know, I've been talking damn near 30 minutes. Okay, but I'm Russell of Hotels once again. I'm a hospitality entrepreneur, which consists of being a hospitality personality. Like I said, you can't do these shows without being a hospitality personality. The next thing is hospitality content creator. This is creating content. It's creating content for Russell of Hotels. That's my brand. But it, I also mentioned some other things, along the way. And I'm a brand show off, right? So I show off brands. So if you look at anything that I post, in fact, I post a couple things a day. It's about showing off the brand, right? It's about showing off your brand. It's about, I work with a lot of independents. I do work with some branded hotels, but remember they got the SOP thing. They got to, they can only stay, say, well, we only do this, we can only do that. Well, I got to get approval for this. Well, no, the independent hotels, they're like, hey, let's roll. You need a rate? We'll do it. Okay, just promote us. Okay, done. Okay, so that's how that works. But and also I do hotel site selection, which means I assist companies and organizations and even individuals with finding that right hotel for their meeting, their convention, their retreat, all that kind of stuff. So there you go. So any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me. You can just slide into my DMs, if you will. Like I'm going to slide into this person's DM. Someone had just messaged me, Mr. Chef Jay Barksdale. I'll make sure I follow up with you as soon as I get off of this live, Jay, or Chef Jay. Chef Ira J. There you go. I'm sorry, saying things wrong. But anyway, I'll do these live. Like I said, I do these lives every day, Monday through Friday. That means I'll do another one tomorrow. I'm experimenting with different times now. Before I was doing it between the hours of 9 and noon, but I want to ruin people's lunches, right? So that's why I said, I'm gonna do it afternoon this time because I want to ruin a couple of people's lunches. They'll say, well, what the hell is Russell talking about? And why is he interfering with my lunch today? So, but anyway, that's it. You guys have a great day. I can go on and on just talking and trying to be funny, but what is that going to solve right now? So, but anyway, you guys enjoy the day, and I think the rain is gone. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. I think the rain is gone for now. I was looking at my thing, weather forecast for the next 10 days, and there's no rain at all. Maybe still cloudy, maybe a little cool here in LA, but not raining, at least for the next 10 days. So there you go. We love it. We'll take that reprieve. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Once again, Russell of Hotels, leaving, signing off. Peace. Have a great day and a good weekend as